Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Sunderone, and this is Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood, or it will be in a second. I've been having some technical issues. If you're watching the playlist, and I just did a little recording where I was talking about my feelings and thoughts on the game, and then I had some technical issues, mostly because I'm not at home still, which I'm going to try and get to tonight or tomorrow. Again, still. I wouldn't have already started this recording if I realized that I had to, get through a whole bunch of screens. There we go. Alright, now, we should be trying to get Cal out of the factory that I was in at the end of the last actual game recording. He managed to destroy the training facility, and it's only a temporary victory. Other actions must be carried out to expel Endron from the region. Moving this into full screen. And... okay, here we go. If you happen to be watching in chat, feel free to hit me up with any questions, either about Werewolf the Apocalypse, the game itself, or any of the setting stuff. Obviously, I came back up the elevator. I'm still getting a frame rate issue. Are you getting the... okay, no, not really. Alright. I might have delays, but I'm going to try and make this work for you guys for at least a little while. I believe this is locked. You're just going to let me walk out of the building now? All the people who were here in the office before are gone. Let's check and see if anybody is around. Nope, doesn't look like it. That gate is locked, question mark? But it's clearly open. Game, you're slacking. You should have not just turned the lights red, but you should have closed that. Oh, for anybody who might just be watching in a row, it has been, I don't know, give or take 18 hours or so since I last played the game. Did everybody just leave? Why is the place evacuated? A werewolf just blew it up, actually. Why is it all together? Shouldn't it be not together? I don't know. Oh, make sure I can see chat. And then I just go back to the Karen. Save successful. As long as nobody forces me into Hobbit form. Let's get some loopy action.
Nobody here.
Damn it.
But our computer's on.
Wait, nobody's here as in nobody is in this room, or nobody in the whole Karen? There's people there. Okay, so you just meant nobody in, because at the end of the previous sitting, it was come back, gonna see the daughter and the Glasswalker, and this is the, Glasswalker section. I don't think these story things are gonna be any different than they were. Yeah, I think that's
from Ava, before she created Lambda Mankind.
Lambda Mankind is the human guys who are allowed in the Karen for some reason.
Kahal! You know I hate it when people mess with my stuff.
That's an impressive amount of equipment.
It's the bare minimum for leading a handful of activists against a megacorp like Indran.
Haven't changed much, have you? Aside from a couple of new lines on your face.
Thanks, asshole. You know, I always knew you'd come back. It was just a matter of when.
This isn't quite the reunion I had in mind.
But it's a happy one. I heard about your handiwork at the mine.
Adana.
Kahal?
You couldn't get a new shirt
You
in
must
5
have
years?
a lot to talk about. I'll go check on the solar panels. Catch you later.
I mean, she's a werewolf, so I'm not gonna fault her.
How are you doing? You've grown.
It's not worth trying to rebuild that bridge now, Kahal. Not after abandoning me for 5 years.
I'm sorry, Adama.
Where do you think an apology is going to get you? You know, it was hard enough to get over Mom's death, but dealing with the fact that you chose to leave me behind when I needed you most, that left a scar. You were so focused on doing what you thought was right that you never thought about what it might do to me.
I don't blame you if you hold it against me. But I still stand by my choice. I spent those 5 years finding my way back to the man I was. Even if you were
Really?
with me, I wouldn't have been me. And you'd have been just as alone. I was in no state to look after you. I couldn't have been the father you needed. I wasn't.
Stop, Cahal. I'm really not in the mood to hear you rewrite our family history. Endrin just carved a bloody wound into my cairn. They killed my friends. Right now, all I care about is tearing Endrin apart.
Rodko told me you and Ava were undercover at Endrin during the attack.
That's right. I managed to infiltrate the fracking site. They just upped my security
Fracking,
clearance,
of course.
too. I've got access to their protected data. This is the best chance we've ever had at taking Endrin down. We sink them from the inside.
Talk about the fracking site.
Endrin's built a fracking site.
It was a rush job. They'd set it up and posted guards before we had any time to react. It's a danger to nature and the spirits alike.
Mm-hmm.
Those sites are one of the greatest threats Gaia faces today.
So true.
It's my heart to work there. But I also know that I'm the best chance we've got of putting a stop to it. Soon.
You really do take after your mother. Took me aback at first.
I miss her too, Cahal. I think about her every day.
She would have been proud of you.
If you say so.
Hmm.
I'm proud of you, too.
That's nice of you to say and all, but I know you didn't want me to follow her path. That you wanted me to be a warrior like you and Rodko.
I mean,
I
yeah.
don't know about that. But Garu's life has its share of problems, too. I can't blame you for following your mother's example. She really was exceptional.
She sacrificed herself for Gaia. And she didn't abandon me, so you know.
Hmm.
How was it with Rodko and Ava?
Honestly, it was hard at first. Rodko was... He was really mad at himself. Over you going away. Over Mom's death. He obsessed over my first change. Trained me for months and months. But as we trained, I started thinking, I don't want to go through my first change.
Are you scared?
Fuck no. I just don't want to be a Garu. You're all too unstable. Mom wasn't
Valid.
a Garu, and she was one of the best fighters the Cairn had ever seen. I think that's why I drifted toward Ava and her way of doing things. Fortunately, Rodko mellowed out after a while.
These are very, like, even pre-Mass Effect 1 standing two characters on the same screen just talking at each other, barely having any emotions. But, I'll let that slide.
So I've noticed. There are a lot more humans in the Cairn now than when I left.
It took him some time to come around, but he finally realized that Ava's methods serve Gaia just as well as his do. Now he's got no problem with the idea of working with humans, or my choice to follow in Mom's footsteps.
Seriously, you're in a wild Cairn. Why are there so many Weaver people here?
Anyway, Ava and I will keep working at Endrin's fracking site. We're gonna take those assholes down from the inside.
Ask her about the plan.
Sink Endrin from the inside. And how do you plan on doing that?
A while back, Ava, Rodko, and I discovered that Endrin's injecting its new recruits with a special serum that makes them more... everything.
Yeah, I saw it myself when I was in their training center. The injection transforms people. Makes them stink of the worm.
There's more to it than that. When I first joined Endrin's ranks, I was trying to figure out what was going on with their biofuel project. But while I was analyzing the formula for the biofuel, I noticed an encrypted molecule within it. No employees have access to its composition. That same molecule is in the substance they're injecting their troops with. as well as another project, the Earthblood Protocol.
It's one of those occasions we talk about where there's spoilers in the subtitles, because subtitles need to be paced with the people talking, otherwise you're going to possibly read to the end of the sentence before they're done, and you'll miss the impact. It's just a problem I have. Earthblood Protocol.
The Earthblood Protocol. Any idea what that's about?
Not yet, but that can wait until after we figure out what this mystery molecule actually is.
Can
Once
it, though?
we figure out what that mystery molecule really is, we'll know what they're pumping their soldiers with, and their plans for this biofuel. Then we'll leak that info to everyone who'll listen, block the biofuel's launch, and hopefully put the final nail in Endron's coffin. Thing is, right now the encryption they're using on their data is impossible to break. That's why we came back. We wanted to tell Rodko how we were stuck and figure out what to do from here.
Yeah, I read Ava's letter to Rodko. How can I help?
If you want to help, go meet with Ava. She and Rodko will be figuring out our next steps.
Alright, I'll go check in with her and then have a talk with Rodko. Any idea where I'll find her?
By our solar panels. If you've got any other questions, you'll find me with the rest of the pack. They need me.
Solar panels, check. Oh, I didn't actually get to ask the other question. Okay, well. I guess I'm doing that now. Follow the lines of cables to the solar panels. If you didn't already know what they were. Just like at the cave at the start of the game. Those don't seem like the greatest solar panel setups. Excuse me, Ava. I appreciate that you are not white-skinned, so that's great, but, ma'am, you seem to be missing glyphs. I'd like some glyphs, or maybe like a glasswalker symbol, like down your spine or something on your shirt. Maybe a jacket, trench coat or something with some, I don't know. What's up?
How you doing, big guy? Figured I'd get out of the way and let you catch up with 80. Though, from the look on your face, it doesn't look like it went well.
I feel like confessing you were a pack-mate.
She's still angry at me for leaving.
Can you blame her? Shit, being a teenager's bad enough, but Ludmilla's death, your exile, it was all hard on her. But you did what you had to. You had to get away from us to get yourself back on track.
That's what
What?
I tried to tell her.
I've been telling her that for years. Never eased her pain, though. But you're back now. It'll pass. Just give it time.
Adana told me about your mission to infiltrate the fracking site.
Yeah, about that. We're currently at a roadblock. Endron's data encryption is uncrackable.
So she said.
Our only way to get our hands on that data is to take it directly from the server in their lab. But surveillance is tight. Even Adana couldn't get in there without being caught. And I don't think I could create a big enough distraction to draw their security's eyes away.
You're not trying hard enough from one glasswalker to another.
So, how do you like being Rodko's lieutenant?
Things were a little bumpy in the beginning. Rodko didn't like my way of doing things, so I had to assert myself. Deep down, though, I don't think he would have gone easy on anyone. Nobody could replace you in his eyes.
Oh, okay, so I was beta. I didn't remember that.
Yet here you are, Rodko's right hand. I'd say you replaced me quite well.
Man, you don't know
I
anything. Why
appreciate
would you
it,
say
but It was
that?
never a question of ability. Rodko just had to get over it, to learn to stop yearning for the past. It was
I
a
don't know
slow
about that.
process, but he's finally managed to turn the page. That said, your return has done him a lot of good. All of us, really. There's a lot of change we can affect with you here, Cahal. Keep that in mind.
Okay, once again, this is distracting me. I cannot, for the life of me, reconcile. This dude left everything, all of these people. Like, okay, it's one thing if you do it in real life. It's different when you do it as a Garu, is all I can say. Like, and these people are just happy to have him back. They're not asking about him joining in the pack. But, like, there doesn't appear to be maybe another pack at the Sept. There's, the Sept being the location of the Karen and all of the people who are tied to it and all of their connections and that's the Sept. So everybody's cool with him being back. Everybody's welcoming him back. It's been 5 years. Like, there's not a single character in the game who seems to have some sort of issue with him being away and finally coming back and doing all this stuff. Like, I don't get it. It feels wrong.
Lambda Mankind
It's taken me out of
made
it.
something of itself, hasn't it?
Yeah, took us a while, but we've got a solid group. And our name's out there. The bigger we get, the more we can do. Still need to get public opinion on our side, of course, and that's not going to be easy given the way Indran and its puppet media portray us. But the longer we fight, the better we can reclaim our narrative. The people will come to realize we're fighting for them in due time.
Why do we... Okay, public opinion?
From what I've seen, you've got an uphill battle in the court of public opinion.
That's for sure. Indran's media mouthpieces have done a hell of a job of painting us as terrorists. But hey, it could work out in our favor in the end. If we bring Indran's abuses to light...
Their smear campaign against you would just be one more strike against them. That could work.
I mean, it could. Alright, let's talk about Adina.
Adana's training.
Adana, I'm sorry. Damn it.
Rodko tried to make a Garu out of her, but all his training didn't exactly bear fruit. I know she doesn't like talking about it, but she says she doesn't feel the gift.
Do you think she's right?
I think only time will tell. But all of Rodko's obsessive Garu training only pushed her closer to me. She took an interest in my work, wanted to know all about my approach to infiltration, my thoughts on humans, and she was a fast learner. Call it ego, but I used to think she was trying to be like me. Then I realized she already had a role model, her mother. Adana realized that I could teach her a lot of the same stuff her mother could have, so she stuck to me like glue. And then she shifted up a gear, studied at Caltech and Columbia University, and she did it all on her own. You should be proud of her.
Always have been.
The girl left, went to California, and then came back in 5 years. So she wasn't actually here either, but she was, and she got training, but she was close to you, but then she left. Must be expansion things.
Adana taking action.
I don't know.
The attack on the cairn. It's hard for me to ignore the parallels with the day Ludmilla died.
I suppose the infiltration strategy doesn't exactly help things, huh?
Yeah. I'm terrified that we might somehow see a repeat of 5 years ago.
Don't worry, Gahal. Even if the broad strokes are similar, the details are completely different. We lost Ludmilla because we didn't know that Indran was working with the Black Spiral Dancer. Piece of shit must have realized Ludmilla was one of us. Nothing else could have. There's no way in hell that's happening again. We've checked Indran's security on all their sites around Tarker's Mill. There are no Black Spiral Dancers, not one. Adana's got this. She'll be safe.
Yeah, unless my daughter gets spiked with the chemical and gets worm tainted and becomes a BSD. I'm just saying.
The fracking site's too well protected. It's too much for 2 people.
Alright, ask about Lambda Mankind.
What about your Lambda Mankind? I feel like they'd be distraction enough.
That's not happening. If we staged a full-on attack, they'd lock down the whole site, lab servers included. This is a job for a scalpel, not a chainsaw. Gotta keep our operation lean.
Sounds like you've got something in mind.
If we want to draw security's attention, we have to hit them hard. Blowing up the refinery should do the trick. But that's not happening until we can get into the fracking site. That's step 1. The site is protected by an electric fence and a myriad of cameras, all of which are powered by the dam Indran acquired when it bought the site. Now, if someone could get into the dam and connect me to their network, I could access their system discreetly.
Allowing you to cut the power to their defenses without their notice.
Exactly. We can worry about the fracking site after that.
Okay. I'll go talk to Rotko to see how he wants to make up the teams.
Thanks, Gahal. It's good to have you back. But if you don't mind, I'd like to take a few moments for myself. Lost some friends during the attack.
Don't worry. Take all the time you need.
Alright guys, I have lost audio again. But you'd have to tell me, but it doesn't look like you have. I won't know until I can check the recording after I'm done. However, being unable to hear the game is not going to help things. Let me see if I can reset my audio or something. Reset the banana! Alright, that worked for me. I kind of missed that. Can I get her to repeat that?
This attack? Fuck. It's like a nightmare.
Believe me, Ava, all of these deaths will be avenged.
What you did to the training center's a hell of a start. Hey, need to talk?
That training center that's right over the corner. Yeah, let's talk about the Karen.
Rodko did everything he could to stop the assault. But there were too many Endron troops, and they were all heavily armed.
I know. How'd you get involved, though?
I was stealing explosives from a weapons manufacturer when I heard the cairn was going to be attacked. I came as fast as I could, but it was too late.
Hell, I'm just glad you came back at all. I don't want to think about what might have happened if you hadn't. You wanted to chat?
The one Ahroun made the difference. Okay, what was I saying? Confess
John
fears?
taking action, the attack on the cairn.
I suppose.
Okay, she understands how I feel.
Don't worry, Cahal. We lost Ludmilla because piece of shit must have realized Ludmilla was one of us. There's no way in hell that's happening again. There are no Black Spiral dams.
Damn, I can't remember what dialogue option I was at when the audio went out for me. I hope you guys could still hear it.
So, any news on the group that was supposed to launch the attack on the Sunburst reactor?
We're still keeping our ears open. Shouldn't be long now.
As soon as you've got something, let me know. I hope they didn't run into too much trouble.
Huh, an NPC walked up to another NPC and they talked. I wish I could see more of that. I don't actually need to be in helmet form to talk to him, game. Like, I'm perfectly capable of carrying on a conversation from this form. Could you not?
So, were you able to talk with your daughter?
As you might imagine, there's still a lot of tension there.
Between the attack on the cairn and your sudden return, she's going through a lot right now. Give her time.
Ava said the same thing. I hope you're both right. Speaking of Ava and Adana, they told me about their plan to get their hands on the encrypted data inside the fracking site's laboratory.
To bring Endron down from the inside, yes. I think they've got the right idea. If we manage to chase Endron from this region, they'll just continue their dirty work elsewhere. It's time for a decisive blow. So we follow Ava and Adana's plan. We'll attack the dam to bring down the defenses of the fracking site. I want you to lead the incursion. You coordinate with Ava and Adana over comms, and allow them access to the dam's network.
Ava gave me the rundown. But if I set off a single alarm, things will get very dangerous very quickly.
I know. One sign something's amiss, and Tank Girl will be at the dam before you know it. So while you're sneaking through the inside of the dam, I'll be creating a diversion on the outside. That should keep her attention off you. And even if someone does raise the alarm at the dam, Tank Girl will have no idea why you're really there.
Good. You can count on me.
Excellent. We'll have Declan meet you near the dam. He's got the relays
know
you'll place
Declan?
to get Ava and Adana access to Endron's network.
Also, where's Dusk?
There's still
Samson's.
a long way to go.
What?
But life's picking up again in the cairn. Ludmilla, I hope you can see this, wherever you are.
Hold on, I gotta know. Did you shift me into helmet form to start talking? Or did you shift me into helmet form because I was falling too far? No. Alright, just to start talking. That's still not good. That's what internal monologues are for, game designers. Like, you could have still had me... I wouldn't have lost track of, oh, the Wolfie is talking, if he was thinking to himself rather than speaking aloud. And even then, go ahead and give me some, like, whines and some concerned Wolfie noises and, you know, subtitle them. I could deal with that. Dusk, what's up? It's you, right?
Hey, Cahal. Heard about your little light show at the mine. Didn't lose a finger playing with those fireworks, did you?
Not a one. And we couldn't have done any of it without you.
Oh, please. You're too kind. All I did was stick around. You know I'm here if you need me.
Thanks, Dusk. I'll let you know.
What's your story, Dusk? Okay, so I haven't been out this side before, so I assume that this road connects back
Did
to...
you hear about those activists hiding out in the woods? Indran attacked their camp yesterday.
Activists, my ass. They're goddamn terrorists. I'm glad Endron's putting them in their place.
I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in Indran either. I tried talking to their guards at the mine. Real assholes, I'll tell you that. That's not all. A friend of mine went fishing near the dam, and all the fish were either dead or diseased. Whatever they're up to,
They're up on that cliff.
it isn't good.
Is that the same facility I walked up to before? It's kind of hard to keep track. So, how do I get up to those people? Must be at a different entrance. Don't know why they left that thing in the road. So they've also, okay, in addition to the mine, they also have a logging camp. Whoops. Up, and again, Samus legs. I did not get hurt on the way down.
Hey, Cahal, right?
You must be Declan. You with Lambda Mankind?
That's right.
That's a
Abe
symbol
told
on
me
his
all
shirt.
about you. It's an honor, really.
I don't know about that. I hear you've got the relays I need to install at the dam.
Yeah, got them right here. Need anything else?
Damn.
What do you know about the dam?
After you took down their training center, they doubled down on security at all the other sites in the region. Even if Rocco draws their attention, you're still going to have a lot of resistance. They've even brought in some of their elite guards from Nevada. And these guys are huge. I don't even know if you could call them human anymore.
We've met, but I had no idea they were from Nevada.
Well, the training center you took out wasn't the only card Endron had in its hand.
That figures.
Ava.
How'd you meet Ava anyway?
By investigating her, really. I used to be a cop, tasked with putting her and Lambda Mankind away. And I tried, but Ava runs a clean operation. That didn't make the bosses happy, though. They told me to falsify evidence to bring him down. That's when I realized they were in Endron's pocket. I tried calling him out, but the whole precinct came down on me like a ton of bricks. I had no choice but to run. And I ran to Ava. I pledged my life to fighting Endron.
You and the other humans. You know who it is you're working with, right? This isn't just ideology for us.
Yeah, I know. I know what you are. Ava told us everything. Trust me, Cahal. We're all on the same side here. We're fighting for the survival of the planet, whatever the cost.
Okay. Once again, you don't let regular humans in on the gig. That's what kinfolk are for. And it's not just for the Veil, which is a capital V. Okay, the Veil is all about the idea that werewolves don't exist, and that they're all just supernatural critters that are make-believe, and that they need to stay as folklore and folktale, and that's where they need to stay. Okay? But the Veil also exists for a separate reason, which Cody referenced a couple of recordings ago in text, which is this concern that right now, with as much rage as Kyle has, this dude should feel really uncomfortable, think there's something wrong with him, want to stay away from him because he could feel the rage off of him. That ties back to long, long ago, the werewolves, the Geru of Werewolf the Apocalypse, called humans because they were breeding too fast for millennia, basically, and humans just have this innate, somewhere back in the lizard brain, understanding that the werewolves, the monsters inside of human form, inside of wolf form, like, they are there to hurt them and to call them back. If a human, regular human, sees a werewolf in Kronos form, the form that they did all the culling in for the most part, they have a bout of what's called the delirium, which is just anywhere from going from a catatonic state to passing out to you have to have the highest willpower possible to be able to look at what you're seeing and not freak out. This is just innate supernatural fear that just happens where they just block it all out, and then later they will retcon it in their head. Oh, it was a bear. Oh, it was a large dog. Like, it was somebody off their meds, or somebody, or a junkie on like needed their fix. Like, they will come up with an excuse afterwards. Their mind will just automatically rectify the situation so they will not interact with werewolves. So him saying, yeah, I know who I'm talking to, I know what I'm dealing with, I know what you guys are, is a complete breach of the veil. And the veil shall not be lifted is another thing. Cody was referencing the litany, is basically the laws that all werewolves live by, that are passed down all the way through generations, and everybody agrees to them because they're how things need to be done, like fight the worm wherever it breeds and wherever it dwells, stuff like that. One of them is the veil shall not be lifted, and it is perhaps overall the most important one, because if the veil is lifted and people know that werewolves exist, then they will know that they need to not exist and they need to get rid of them, because they're just inherently afraid of us from all the rage and the way that we make them feel. Like, you can't hang out with regular humans for long periods of time, because they'll just expect you to get violent, be a problem, need to call the cops on you. Like, there's something wrong about it. Like, there's just something in the back of regular humans' head when they interact with a guru that it just freaks them out. And this guy's just talking to us, and all of Lambda Mankind has the same thing. Like, there's a serious veil issue going on here.
I should be clear.
Before you go, I've got a favor to ask.
Do you?
We've identified a key player working at the dam. We think she's got important information on whatever Endron's up to in Nevada. Her name's Victoria Vokes. We need you to question her. Get whatever info out of her you can.
Keeping the cairn safe is my top priority here, but I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
Good
luck,
It's very
Hal.
alliterative. Alliterative? Fuck. It rhymes. Can I see other ways in here? Do I get to pick my approach? Save successful.
This truck was destroyed when Major Grainer's squadron attacked the activists' camp.
What are we supposed to do with it? Take it to their mine?
Nothing like that. They only want DNA samples. Just a routine pass. Don't ask questions, just do your job.
Okay, they want DNA samples. I wonder if they literally mean they want DNA samples, or if they want samples for DNA. That's developmental neogenics amalgamated, for anybody who doesn't know. DNA is trying to cure, what's it called? Something lycanthrope syndrome. They have stumbled across... Can I walk off this? No. They have come across in their research for looking for, the next plagues that are going to come up and deal with humanity. They have discovered that certain people in the out here have a genetic disorder that makes them believe that they are werewolves, and also can actually influence other people who see them into sharing their hallucination, so that they also think that they're werewolves. And that's how DNA is figuring it out. So that could be two things. And if nothing else, if they just meant regular DNA, the actual in your cell stuff, and not the company, then that still kind of implies that storyline where if they can track down the genetics of somebody, they could still do something with that. In any event, for everybody who is watching later on YouTube, I thank you for watching. I'm going to end this recording here and say, this has been Improvision Entertainment Presents Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood. I have been Hunterman, and I will see you in the future.